The Sheffield Supertram is an English light rail tram system in the city of Sheffield, South Yorkshire. The infrastructure is owned by the South Yorkshire Passenger Transport Executive, with Stagecoach operating and maintaining the trams. History: following a Parliamentary Act in 1985 authorising the scheme, the Supertram line was built by the South Yorkshire Passenger Transport Executive at a cost of £240 million, and opened in stages in 1994–95. It was operated by South Yorkshire Supertram Limited, a wholly owned subsidiary company of SIP. In December 1997, the company was sold to Stagecoach for £1.15 million. Stagecoach gained the concession to maintain and operate the Supertram trams until 2024. Patronage has grown from 7.8 million passenger journeys in 1996–97 to 15.0 million in 2011–12. In 2014–15 it carried 11.5 million passengers. Future: a tram train extension to Rotherham is currently under construction and is scheduled to open in 2017, with a fleet of 7 Voslo CityLink Class 399 tram trains in a UK first. This will involve trams operating on Network Rail's Dearne Valley Line from Meadowhall Interchange to Rotherham Station, with a short extension to Rotherham Parkgate Shopping Centre. The proposed station will be a combined tram stop and railway station. It is also planned that Rotherham Parkgate will be the hub for longer-distance interregional services, while Central Station will be the hub for local, Yorkshire-based services. To cater for the tram train services, Rotherham Central will have a third platform built. It is thought that constructing the station will cost around £14 million and deliver economic benefits worth over £100 million. A study has concluded that it is not worth expanding Rotherham Central Railway Station because it would cost £161 million to expand the station but only deliver benefits worth £76 million. This is why constructing a new station is considered more viable. It is proposed a new Supertram line will be built from Meadowhall to Dore in southwest Sheffield in order to improve connections to the new Sheffield Meadowhall high-speed rail station. Description: the Sheffield Supertram runs from Sheffield city centre northwest to Middlewood and Malon Bridge via the University of Sheffield and Hillsborough, northeast to Meadowhall Interchange via Attercliffe, and southeast to Halfway and Herdings Park via Norfolk Park Manor and Gleadless. Construction started in 1991 and the first section to open was along a former heavy rail alignment to Meadowhall on the 21st of March 1994, shortly after the similar Metrolink scheme in Manchester. The system consists of a mix of on-street running, reserved right-of-way and former railway alignment. The Middlewood and Malon Bridge lines run mainly on the street up to the city centre. The Meadowhall line runs totally on reserved track. From Attercliffe to Meadowhall it runs on former railway line alongside a freight line to Tinsley Yard and the main line at Rotherham Central. The inner part of the Halfway and Herdings Park lines consist of on-street running, with the exception of the railway station and the viaduct at Granville Road. The Herdings line then runs on reserved track, and the Halfway line crosses the county border into Derbyshire and out again on reserved lines in the countryside. This line also serves Crystal Peaks Shopping Centre. The 3 main city centre stops are located on one side of a former dual carriageway, now a single lane and reserved for buses only. These 3 stops are served by all routes. Network: The Sheffield Supertram network is organised around Park Square and comprises 3 lines. The lines, with termini at Meadowhall Interchange, Halfway and Hillsborough, all serve Sheffield city centre and meet at Park Square, where a triangular junction was constructed to provide interchange between lines and operational flexibility. 2 small branches serving Malin Bridge from Hillsborough Interchange and Herdings Park branch out from 2 of the main lines. Tram train services in 2017. Supertram is scheduled to begin operations of the new tram train line from Cathedral to Rotherham Parkgate, using 7 brand-new Voslo-built Class 399 CityLink articulated electric multiple units. The Class 399s are expected to be painted into normal Supertram livery. The existing Siemens Duowag Supertram fleet will not be upgraded for tram train operation, so have not been registered under TOPS and cannot be used on the line as they lack the relevant network rail safety systems and crashworthiness. The Class 399 units were built in 2015-16 with the first delivered in December 2015. Until the completion of the tram train line, some will be used to provide increased capacity on the existing Supertram network. Supertram Link bus services. 2 special Stagecoach Sheffield bus services connect with the tram, providing additional journey opportunities. SL1 runs from Stocksbridge to Middlewood, the northwestern terminus of the Yellow Route. SL2 runs from Stannington to Hillsborough and Malin Bridge, the northern terminus of the Blue Route. SL3 ran from Gillimarsh to Mossway via Crystal Peaks and has now been replaced by No. Through tickets are available to allow travel on Supertram and Supertram Link services. Tram stop list technical data. The Supertram network operates a fleet of 25 3-car trams built by Siemens Duowag of Düsseldorf, Germany in 1992. The trams are capable of carrying 88 seated and 155 standing passengers and a 40% low-floor design. The vehicles have been specially designed for gradients as steep as 10%. In the 1980s, a design choice was taken to create the longest possible vehicle to avoiding multiple working, which resulted in a 34.8 metre design, the third longest tram design in operation in Europe at the time and the longest in service in the UK until the 42.8 metre long Edinburgh trams were introduced, launched in an initial light grey livery. Following the takeover by Stagecoach, the trams were re-liveried in Stagecoach's corporate livery from 1997. From 2006 the trams were refurbished, and a new dedicated Supertram blue-based livery was launched, rolled out by 2008. Voslo is to supply 7 tram train vehicles, with the first delivered in December 2015. The network is 29 kilometers long, with 60 kilometers of track. It features 2 types of track: tramway track, where either pedestrians or road traffic share the right-of-way, and ballasted railway track when there are no such requirements. Tramway track consists of a grooved tramway rail set into a concrete base with troughs into which the rails are laid. Most of the track is on street using 35 G-section grooved tram rail, with BS 1180 A80 pounds wide E-flat bottom rail elsewhere. The railway track was supplied by British Steel Corporation Track Products of Workington and laid on sleepers consisting of concrete blocks with steel ties, which gives a spring feeling when travelling on these sections. The track is laid on a bed of ballast which in turn rests on a prepared formation. Street crossings are usually laid with grooved tramway rails. The overhead wiring Supertram is powered through 12 electric substations and fed through 107 square millimeters diameter overhead line equipment wire. The substations convert the 11 kV AC supply into a 750 volts DC supply into the overhead. The 12 substations are situated as follows: Blackburn Meadows, Carbrick, Nunnery Square, Park Square, Arbourthorne, Gleadless End, Burley, Crystal Peaks, Oakerdike Lane, Halfway, Eckington Way, University, Brook Hill, Langsat Road, Capel Street, Middlewood. The overhead line equipment depends on the location. If the tracks are close together, central poles with steady arms on each side are used. If the tracks are further apart, poles on either side with span wire are used. With aesthetics in mind, a minimum number of traction poles are used, and whenever possible the wire is anchored onto neighbouring buildings. Supertram, Sheffield City Council and landlords were in talks to try and hide anchor points as much as possible and blend them into the structures. The contact wires are twin cadmium copper ones, twin wires being necessary because of the high installed power rating of the trams. The regenerative braking on the tram feeds current back into the wires. Operation. The rules of operation of the Sheffield Supertram are similar to those of a traditional railway. Unlike normal trains, tramways can be operated without signalling, although block signalling is sometimes necessary on single-line sections. The trams are driven on a line-of-sight basis, so that the tram can be stopped if an obstruction is spotted ahead. Signals, however, are used to give indications to tram drivers when running on street and at street crossings. As trams have priority at many places, it was necessary to give them different traffic light phases from motor traffic, and therefore different types of indication have to be used from those applicable to motor vehicles. Signal phases for the tramway are specifically modified to account for the length of the tram. The tram signals are usually operated alongside and in conjunction with traffic signals. Signals consist of white lights arranged vertically, horizontally and across. Two other light arrangements indicate a point direction at junctions. The 5 white lights are distinct from those of the standard road traffic lights or railway line side signals. Tramway signals, junction signals. Points indicators are provided at junctions to indicate the route which is set through the points. At junctions where Supertram and train movements can conflict with road traffic, fixed signals are provided in addition to points indicators. A points indicator may only be passed if it displays the correct route indication for the tram concerned, and where fixed signals are provided, if both points indicators and fixed signals are set for the correct route. Line side signals give instructions or warnings to tram drivers. To distinguish them from normal road signs, they are diamond-shaped. The most common are speed restrictions, which are in miles per hour. These are particularly necessary on road running where trams travel along with road traffic. The route a tram is to take is computer-controlled. The route is set on a device in the tram before her journey is started, and on approach to junctions, a signal is sent from the tram to a device known as a vis loop buried beneath the track. This automatically sets the points in the correct direction. The depot is located at Nunnery Square and occupies the former carriage sidings alongside the Sheffield-Lincoln railway line. It was designed and constructed by Balfour Beatty on 2.6 hectares of land and consists of a 3-line workshop building, 6 stabling sidings, a turning loop, engineers' sidings and sundry equipment. The main offices and reception, supervisors' offices, plant room, staff mess rooms, paint shop, First aid are on the first floor level on the south side of the building. The southwest of the building is home to the Operations and Power Controller's office, where live control of the running of the service is monitored using SCADA, CCTV and radio contact. The depot substation is also located in the southwest corner. Two 600 kVA transformer rectifiers supply the tramway overhead, and an 800 kVA transformer feeds the depot facilities. In the workshop itself are two through-running lines and Line 10, a stub end. All lines have inspection pits, and Line 8 possesses a Hagen-shielded wheel lathe. This machine allows wheel turning whilst both sets of doors are closed. The wheel sets are turned in situ. High-level access is provided on lines 9 and 10 for servicing of equipment boxes and pantographs. An automated washing machine is located on line 7. The site's security is provided by CCTV and fence guarding, and is under control of security personnel housed in the operations center. Road access is from Woodbourne Road at the end of the depot. The site was, before the arrival of Supertram, already dedicated to the railway industry. Nunnery engine shed filled most of the site, whilst lines of the Midland Railway, Great Central Railway and London and North Eastern Railway irrigated the area and served collieries. Tram stops. 48 tram stops have been built to permit users accessing the Supertram. These are generally found to be 26.5 meters in length and 3 meters in depth, and are the network-wide standard, making them easy to understand and use. The design incorporates recommendations made by the Cranfield Institute of Technology, who studied ergonomics for both able-bodied and disabled users. Tram stops are elevated at 37.5 centimeters with a 120 slope. The platform edge comprises a 60 centimeters wide and light-colored textured paving with strips of 40 centimeters wide edge warning tactile strip. Directional guidance tactile paving crosses the width of the platform to coincide with the tram door locations. Notable structures. The Supertram network possesses a few remarkable structures. 2 viaducts and 1 underpass are of interest. The 2 viaducts carry Supertram onto Park Square, one of them being a 6-span viaduct, the other the bowstring steel arch Park Square Bridge. The underpass takes the tram underneath the busy A57 roundabout outside the University of Sheffield. Ticketing. Until the Stagecoach takeover, ticketing was done via ticket machines provided by Sheffield Technology of Australia. These blue ticket machines dispensed adult single-ride tickets, senior citizen concessionary tickets and child concessionary tickets, as well as singles. The machines sold multi-packs at a discount. Fare tables were shown on the machines with the validity of the different prices. To travel, each ticket had to be validated in a yellow machine on the platform. The ticket defined the type of passenger and trip as tickets do now. On validation, an overprint was added, giving the tram stop code, time and date of validation and the point of validation. As the machines did not dispense change, nearby shop owners were often asked for change to purchase tickets from the machines. There were also problems with machine reliability. When Stagecoach took over South Yorkshire Supertram, it removed the ticket machines and began selling tickets on board. This meant improved staff presence on board, and tickets could be systematically checked. Stagecoach Sheffield period tickets are valid on the trams and on Stagecoach buses, and period South Yorkshire PTE tickets covering Sheffield or the whole of South Yorkshire are valid on Supertram as well as buses and trains. Unlike some other tramway and light rail operators in England, Supertram accepts concessionary travel passes issued by any English local authority. Opening dates: the 21st of March 1994, Fitzallen Square to Meadow Hall. The 22nd of August 1994, Fitzallen Square to Spring Lane. The 5th of December 1994, Spring Lane to Gleadless End. The 18th of February 1995, Fitzallen Square to Cathedral. The 17th of February 1995, Cathedral to Shaleysmore. The 27th of March 1995, Gleadless End to Halfway. The 3rd of April 1995, Gleadless End to Herdings Park. The 23rd of October 1995, Shalesmore to Middlewood Malin Bridge. Incidents. The Supertram network has been accused of increasing the dangers of roads in the area, particularly in wet weather. In 1995, engineer William Rowe suffered severe brain damage after his car skidded on wet tram tracks and crashed into a metal pole. Supertram were made to award Mr. Rowe compensation for failing to ensure that the rails were level with the adjacent road surface, and for the lack of warning signs indicating that the tracks are hazardous when wet. It was reported there were 53 accidents involving Supertram in Sheffield between 1994 and 1997, including 2 fatalities and 12 serious injuries. A man died in 2003 from serious head injuries after he was hit by a tram whilst lying on the tracks. However, there has been only one serious or RAIB reportable accident since the 2003 incident. This was in 2005 and was caused by a pedestrian stepping in front of an approaching tram, which is the lowest of any UK tram network. In October 2015, trams 120 and 118 collided at Shaleysmore. This resulted in the 2 damaged sections of both trams requiring major repairs, whilst the undamaged parts of trams 120 and 118 were put together and painted in a version of the original Sheffield Tramways cream and blue livery, to recreate the original 120. This has resulted in the fleet being reduced from 25 to 24 trams, with no tram numbered 118 currently in service at any time.